Hello and welcome to this exclusive interview with a key figure leading Uttar Pradesh's remarkable journey towards industrial and economic growth. Uttar Pradesh, the largest state in India by population, has been emerging as an industrial powerhouse, witnessing unprecedented economic development and attracting significant investors in sectors such as manufacturing, logistics, and infrastructure. In 2023 alone, the Uttar Pradesh Global Investors Summit secured investment intentions worth Rs 3.57 lakh crores, generating employment opportunities for over 10 lakh people. Under the leadership of visionary officials, the state has been at the forefront of implementing ambitious projects, advancing its industrial capabilities, and fostering an investor-friendly environment. One of the pivotal individuals spearheading this transformation is Mr. Mayur Maheshwari, the Chief Executive Officer of the Uttar Pradesh State Industrial Development Authority, UPSIDA. As an IAS officer since 2003, Mr. Maheshwari has a rich and diverse background in governance, having served in key departments such as finance, economic development, and public administration. His leadership at UPSIDA, overseeing the development of 155 industrial areas and managing a land bank of over 70,000 acres, has been instrumental in driving industrial expansion, creating employment, and promoting sustainable growth across the state. We are privileged to have him here today with us for this exclusive interview. Mr. Maheshwari, could you start by telling us about UPSIDA and its core functions?
Thank you for having me here. See, UPSIDA is the premier industrial body in the state. Its main function is to promote the industrial landscape of the entire state. We span in 55 districts of Uttar Pradesh, having 155 industrial clusters spread from west to east part of the UP. Primarily, UPSIDA is the main body or the main fulcrum which generates employment to millions of people across the state. It also gives the industry a focused environment, a cozy ecosystem where they can work for the benefit of the society and improve their business alongside.
So let's talk about the recent successes of UPSIDA. The Uttar Pradesh Global Investor Summit, the UPGIS 2023, was a significant event. Attracting mega investors in this highly competitive environment is not a small feat. How did UPSIDA manage to secure such substantial investment intentions during this period?
See, it was a remarkable success as you have narrated. Indeed, we were able to, notch and garner investments more than 4 lakh crores in the UPGIS 2023. And it was a result of a focused approach. What we did is that we first had a series of interventions before the meeting in terms of road shows, in terms of investor meets, in terms of virtual conferences and seminars, so that we were able to identify what the problems the investors face, what are their niche areas, what sort of policies and interventions are important so that they establish their units in a time-bound manner. As a result, we formed a backbone of 27 sectoral policies. These policies form the fulcrum on which the entire industrial landscape is being built up. Second to that was that we ensured that the entire land and land bank was created in such a manner that it was spread across all 55 districts of the state. So simultaneously, on one side, we were addressing the policy issues, and on the other side, parallelly, we were providing land at very affordable prices with plug-and-play infrastructure in these industrial units, so that an investor, whenever he or she wants to have a land and an idea in mind, both the things were put together. So that ultimately resulted in a very resounding success for the organization.
So talking about problems, we have to talk about when COVID-19 pandemic happened, it brought about unprecedented changes for everybody, especially for the organizations with a strong physical presence like UPSIDA. How did you ensure the continuity of operations and investor services during this difficult period?
Yeah, see, COVID-19 was seriously a very big challenge for all of us. In fact, I would say it was a watershed moment for the organization. We were all present physically, both in mind and in terms of technology also. But we transformed ourselves into an organization with paperless presence. We digitized 34 services within a span of 6 to 8 months, organized virtual teachings. As you would have seen, we have to teach and train our staff to be digitally active. Simultaneously, the services had to be communicated to the investors also. So we launched an app, both in English and Hindi, so that they can communicate with us. And you would be surprised to know that we, in fact, land allotment is our main focus area. We, in fact, allotted land to certain investors virtually. Using GIS tools, we used to show them the land area, the land pocket, the price was mentioned, and we used to have an online interaction. Even FDI investments were, done through this mechanism, and it was a success. AB Mauri, I would say, in Pilibhit took 257 acres. Then Air Like North, that took around 40 odd acres in Mathura. So I think we could manage that, and hats off to our team and the vision of Honorable Chief Minister that we could steer it through.
So talking about infrastructure, UPSIDA has been instrumental in optimizing the industrial infrastructure in the state. Can you elaborate on some specific initiatives that you took to enhance the infrastructure development for the industries?
See, as they say, the infrastructure is one of the basic and the very hygiene factors, as you say, in general parlance. But it was, I would say, not to the optimum level. So what we did is, what we started in line with the government's vision of providing top class, top quality infrastructure at one place, we focused on an ecosystem approach. Rather than just focusing on roads, drains, street lights, this was the one primary aspect, but we focused on the services part also. For example, if you are an industrialist, you would look for a skilling center there in the industrial cluster.
Yes.
You would also look for women workforce to be safe. Right? So we installed CCTV cameras, we installed night vision devices, we installed smart street lights, which were sensor based. Then the third component is also the upgrading our entire team, the HR team that we have. So we inducted more women in our workforce. We contracted more people. We engaged consultants along with us. And then we also simultaneously put up a customer relationship management center, which was an interactive two-way telephone-based communication. So that if you have some needs, if you have some queries, or if you have some, potential questions to ask from us, we would address them there and then.
So you did talk about land banks, and now I'm coming to the part of land acquisition, which is extremely crucial for industrial development and enhancement. How has UPSIDA enhanced its land bank and ensured that these lands are optimally utilized?
See, UP is a very vast state, and it is primarily agrarian. People are very attached to their land. So we focused on 3 to 4 pronged strategies. First is that we expanded our land banks in areas which were barren and provided more incentives to the units to set up their industries there. As a result, we took care of the regional balance and development issues there. Second, we unlocked the value of the land in areas which were hitherto. For example, if you see in NCR areas, land is very costly.
Yes.
So what we did, we allowed for subdivision of the lands. So people who had industrial lands were allowed to utilize a part of it for themselves, and the remaining they could give it out to other industrial units who were in need for that land. Third, we increased the FAR. That means we were able to go vertically up. Units which were able to move upwards, we provided them that space and that luxury to move upwards. Fourth, we also came up with the policy of flatted factories. So we used to provide plug and play infrastructure, built up halls. So anyone who can come for it, this is very beneficial for the startups.
Yes.
They do not have the initial capital.
Yes.
So what we did is we provided the basic infrastructure, and in Greater Noida we have built up a plug and play flatted factory as well.
UPSIDA has also made significant contributions towards the logistics and warehousing facilities. Can you please elaborate about that?
See, as the economy grows, we are now moving from industrial commerce to e-commerce.
Yes.
Right? So more than visible and physical presence, you need warehousing presence.
Yeah.
So that you can have your fulfillment centers, and from there deliveries can be decentralized.
Logistics also very important. Yeah.
So what we did is we came up with it was the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister that he said that we should reduce the logistic cost. This is a disability in the industrial sector.
Yeah.
So we came up with a very robust and attractive logistics and warehousing policy in 2018 and then in 2022. So as a result, we have till date more than 1,000 crores of investments in this warehousing and logistics sector has come up. We have provided industrial corridors along which we are building these warehousing clusters so as to reduce the travel time, their cost, and bring about economies of scale.
So financial stability, I want to talk about now. It's very important for every organization. So how has UPSIDA ensured a strong and sustainable financial performance over the years?
UP is a land of opportunities. People are thronging into our state to ride on this bandwagon. We are a state which now rides on maximum number of expressways. We have more than 10 functional airports, 5 international airports. So we boast of this sort of connectivity infrastructure. We need to provide the appropriate environment and suitable policies, which we did. Simultaneously, we had a constant interaction and engagement with the investors also. As a result, people were willing to come to the state. We allotted land of more than 700 to 800 units in a year. As a result, the financial health of the organization has really, we are touching a revenue of more than 2,000 crores in terms of operating profit. So that has really win-win for all of us. The investors, the government, the organization, and also the vision of Honorable Chief Minister to reach a $1 trillion economy goal in a very short span of time.
So what are the measures and the best practices that UPSIDA incorporates, and what is the road ahead after the success of UP GIS 2023, and how many investments have actually been matured after the groundbreaking ceremony at the event?
See, we have been competing with 28 other states in terms of maturing the investment intents, and I am very happy and delighted to share with you that we received investment intents of 4.5 lakh crores during the GIS 2023. And within a span of a year, when these investments had to be grounded into the ground so that they start work, start their production, and employment was generated to the citizens, more than 1.5 lakh crores of these investments, that is around 30% of these investments, could take shape within a span of a year. That was a result of the policies. That was a result of the infrastructure preparedness that we had. That was a result of the digitization activity that we did. And that was a result of a concerted and focused approach to each and every investor we used to handhold during this entire journey of their, from the lodging their investor intents and then maturing their investments on the ground.
That's incredible, sir. I want to come to a very important buzzword these days, which is sustainability, which is extremely crucial for any industries worldwide. So how is UPSIDA integrating sustainable practices in your operations, in your industrial projects and infrastructure development?
See, it's very important that sustainability, rather development and environment needs to go hand in hand, right? It cannot be an either or situation. So what we are doing now is we are going for, as the Honorable Prime Minister also says, we are going for a circular economy in our all industrial policies as well as in our functioning of the industrial ecosystem. We are moving for all our industrial areas are now shifting towards the renewables, solars. In terms of the dust proofing, we are going for green paving of the entire industrial belts so that they are dust proofed, and we have started this initiative. Thirdly, we have also tried to bring the economies of scale by providing the services to the industrialists within the industrial cluster so that there is no migratory movement just for the fact that you need to have your raw material from one side, then process at the other side, and then finally the finished good at the third side. Trying to integrate all three together. And I'll also highlight that we have started a very new initiative, the UPSIDA marketplace. In my visit to the industrial areas, I found that I am an industrialist who needs an input for a unit, but that is, I don't know where it is coming from. So I'm fetching it from Rajasthan, which is available at similar price, at similar quality within my industrial area. So I don't know who is next to me and what is being produced.
Okay.
So we are trying to, harmonize these two competing interests and trying to ensure that there is a synergy between the two. So, and this initiative, I'm going to tell you, would reduce the logistic cost. It will reduce the, what happens is you go to certain markets to fetch for your inputs, which comes at a price. But when it is next door, there is a mutual arrangement between the buyer and the seller. So that would really be a game changer for the next leap that we are looking forward in this UPSIDA's journey.
Great. Before I let you go, sir, on a personal note, you've had an illustrious career across various departments.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the most thrilling and most fulfilling part leading UPSIDA?
See, I would say satisfaction of my allottees and trust of the leadership, and simultaneously the urge to learn from all of you. I take feedback from my citizens, from the allottees, and then we certainly try to work with them, work for them, and together we'll certainly achieve the intended goals.
Mr. Maheshwari, having you with us today has been an immense pleasure for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your insights into Uttar Pradesh's industrial and economic transformation have shed light on the immense progress the state is making. From the initiative that have put UPSIDA at the forefront of industrial development to the success of the UP Global Investor Summit, it is clear that the state is rapidly emerging as a powerhouse of opportunity. With a strategic focus on infrastructure development, streamlined investor processes, and a commitment to sustainability, Uttar Pradesh is well on its way to becoming one of the most sought-after destinations for both national and international investors. Whether it's in manufacturing, logistics, or new age industries, the state offers a fertile ground for growth, and it's evident that the industrial landscape of Uttar Pradesh is only going to get more exciting. As businesses and investors from around the globe look for new opportunities, all eyes are on Uttar Pradesh. And now, we know the person to connect with if you want to be a part of this growth story, Mr. Mayur Maheshwari and his team at UPSIDA. Thank you so much for watching.